Yes, we are back. New fall, who did? In the Jar Football Show. The 200th episode continued. I'm your host, Thomas Clark Dupree. We got a decent show for you here today. Going to be talking SEC, particularly the quarterback battle down there at Alabama. And Auburn's spring game coming up. What's the future of Auburn's program going to look like? University of South Florida former coach, Coach Golesh, headed down to the Plains this offseason, and man, it's been a rough go of it for Auburn. They're calling the freeze era, and all the other head coaches that have been there to one of the lost eras of Auburn football. So we're going to talk about what's going on over there, whether Golesh can finally create some hope for that program again, and a reality check with Lane Kiffin down there in Baton Rouge. Couple more things. I think there's some UFC stuff in here. I've got you guys for probably 20 minutes, something like that. So let's get a drink here. Get down to it. Alex Golesh in Auburn. This is my first time reading this. Auburn hosts and blue chip recruits. Golesh, this is the head coach down there at Auburn, has instituted a Iron Bowl period at the end of every practice. They play Dixie. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. What are they playing? They're playing, what's that song? Rolling down the backwoods, Tennessee byway. One arm on the wheel, holding my lover. Don't let me keep going. With the other. And they play that, and, you know, I always took this for granted, but living in Arizona, some people don't know what the chant is on Dixieland Delight when it goes, spend my dollar. You go, on the beer. Parked in the holler neath the mountain blue light. Roll Tide. You say, roll Tide. Hold her up tight. And then you go, against the wall. Make a little lovin'. You say, all night. A little turtle dovin' on the Mason-Dixon line. And then you go, fuck Auburn. It's my life. And then you say, and LSU. Oh, so right. And then you say, and Tennessee too. My Dixieland delight. And then and then you're good. You're chilling after that. So they for a long time, and I went to school in Birmingham for 4 years. Tuscaloosa, quick 45 minutes west. And I, to this day, have not been to a game at Bryant-Denny. I've been in T-Town on game day plenty of times. Plenty. But I've never made my way into the stadium for the game. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm completely biased, by the way. I am greatly biased towards Oxford. I think it's the best SEC town pound for pound in the whole conference. That's just my opinion. Some people will holler at me for that. They'll be pissed. And I never spent time in Auburn either. I never went down there. So, I mean, there's a lot of talk in here, man. It's so easy in April to buff up a new head coach. I mean, Kentucky's doing it right now with the Stein guy. And I've said it time and time again on the show that anything with Mitch Barnhart's hands on it is absolutely doomed. It's completely hosed from the start. And it's so damn easy for, like it's happening for John Summerall over in Florida. I'll give it to these athletic programs. They absolutely do a tremendous job of buffing up, like running these PR campaigns. They got kids interning for them. These athletic programs, a lot of times they'll have these freaking student interns doing the social media for them. And they're not paying them a damn dime. It is a complete antitrust nightmare legally. And this is how the NCAA chose to set it up from the jump. They wanted to be exempt in business capacities from what anyone else can do. And this is the problem that is coming home to roost today for the NCAA. They're going to Congress. They're asking for this antitrust exemption as if they're special. What's another country that operates like that you guys know of? I can't think of any. There's one at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. They were promised it 3,000 years ago or whatever. I can't remember who that. But anyway, the NCAA acts a lot like that. They're the people up top in the NCAA. They're so egotistical and stuck in this cycle of, well, we've always done it this way. This is how it's always worked, and this is how it's always going to work. And if you say anything about it, I'm going to ruin you. And I have hope for college football. I didn't mean to make this whole thing. But anyways, everybody's propping up their damn new head coaching hire in the SEC right now. Oh, Alex Golesh over at Auburn. I'm not hating, by the way. Alex Golesh over at Auburn. He's running iron ball periods at the end of every practice. You're getting them boys ready to play when it comes time to play the Alabama Crimson Tide in November. Alex Golesh gonna have those boys ready down on the plain. These kind of talking storylines sound familiar. Oh, Will Stein over at Kentucky, where Will Stein was reported to be clapping the entire 60-minute practice at University of Kentucky on Monday. He brings a new kind of energy that hasn't been seen at this program for a long time. And you get all these freaking hype trains in April. John Summerall over at Florida. And I'm not hating. This could all be valid prop-ups, and these guys all might reinvigorate these programs. Again, anything over at Kentucky with Mitch Barnhart's hand on it is doomed, dude. He doesn't get it anymore. He doesn't understand the current state of things. Either he doesn't understand it or he refuses to understand it. And I think the second one is actually worse and more probable. So you got these goofy, videos that they're making with these coaches, and, it's all fluff at the end of the day. It's all fluff. We will see Who's working when the bullets start flying between the sidelines? We will see. And then all these PR campaigns will disappear like Homer Simpson into the bushes. I'm telling you. Now, the head coaching hire with by far the most hype behind it in the SEC is Lane Kiffin. I wanted to believe that Lane Kiffin was loyal, but you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. We all know that at this point. People on the people that listen to our show know that I have an affinity for the Ole Miss Rebels. Didn't go there. Love the city of Oxford. And so when Lane left, I was disappointed, but guess what, dude? LSU is a badass place and a badass program. They play Boosie at full blast, and the girls shake their butts to it. And the food and all of that, I've never been to Baton Rouge, but I just know it's a badass place, and I'm gonna go, I think, pretty soon. But anyways, ran into a damn mental buzzsaw just now. I was getting at the expectations for Lane Kiffin at LSU. I mean, just bone-crushing expectations. And there's some guys, very high performers at their craft. There's some guys that relish that pressure. He might be one of them. I'm just so back and forth on Kiffin because I do think being the head coach at LSU would be a badass gig. But I'm telling y'all, man, if he loses more than 3 games, he's fired. Year 1, Lane Kiffin. And people, I guarantee you if I clip that and people would in the comments would be like, that's crazy. There's no way they would shake him after in the middle of his first year. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the state of college football right now? Do you the expectations on Kiffin with the money they put into this roster and the governor of Louisiana personally calling Lane Kiffin to welcome him down to the bayou? You're telling me that if this team doesn't make the SEC championship, if this team doesn't make the playoff, that Lane's not going to get fired? You're out of your mind. He's fired. Done. No question. We're going to see some cataclysmic coaching carousels over the next decade or so. Strap in. Yeah, I guarantee you what happens is it'll settle down when there's some kind of players and coaches union in place and there's some sort of regulations. Everybody says some sort of guardrails. That's the NIL industry speak. We need guardrails. Okay. We gotta incorporate player unions. So, and coaches unions. So we got the Alabama quarterback battle. Austin Mack. I watched Austin Mack play football in the Rose Bowl in person. Played better than Ty did in that game. Much to be desired, though, if you're an Alabama fan. Much to be desired. And I think people who are familiar with Alabama football would agree with me. You've got a kid in Keelan Russell. I don't even think this Alabama quarterback battle persists into training camp. I think at the open of training camp, Alabama announces Keelan Russell as their starter. Because if you look at Austin, like you watch film on Austin Mack, especially from that Rose Bowl game, again, he didn't perform bad. And especially with the context of the game, it changes a lot mentally, schematically. You know, when you're down 30 points and you're the backup quarterback and you come in, it actually might be an advantage in a way because you say, I have nothing to lose. I can just play ball, come out there and hum. So we might have – that Rose Bowl game could very well be Austin Mack's upside as a quarterback. But that's all speculation. You know, Keelan Russell just apparently impressed. Again, in the SEC, you're going to get – it's April, right? And we're talking about football. You're going to get all of these puff pieces during this time of the year. It's real easy to buff everybody up when there ain't bullets flying between the sidelines week in, week out. It's really easy to talk. So, could Keelan Russell be the guy to save Alabama's program and Kalen DeBoer's big-time head coaching career? Potentially, but we'll see. It's a kid that people were concerned about how skinny he was. Keelan Russell, the future starter for Alabama, quarterback. You know, but apparently packed weight on. Again, that's completely subjective, you know, but it's sounding good for this kid. Feinbaum thinks he's a shoo-in for the job. I think he's a shoo-in for the job at Alabama. A-Day, he goes 21 of 33, 240 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Now, the thing about a spring game for a quarterback is you can't completely you have to take it with a bit of you have to take a quarterback's spring game performance with a grain of salt because they're not getting hit. When you incorporate the fear of getting hit into the equation, a human nervous system is going to respond differently case by case. So you can talk about the way a quarterback played in a college spring game all you want. He was humming it. He was slinging it around. He was focused. Yeah, that's great. Can he maintain that with a 300-pound three technique chasing after him, actually wanted to take his head off and hurt him potentially? It's a little different. Let's see what we got on LSU. If we, you know, I'm probably going to head out here, guys, in a couple minutes. But let's see if we have anything else interesting today. Some people are pushing back on LSU playoff or bust framing. Some people don't think they're even in the same league as Georgia. Apparently, Texas is building a really good roster. You got this kid, Sam Leavitt, coming over from Arizona State over here in Tempe, not too far from me. We'll see how that kid responds to SEC competition. I'm sure Lane will dial up the right plays for him. You got basically on either side of the totem pole, it's LSU and Georgia in terms of program building philosophy, right? For LSU, it's high turnover, transfer portal, aggressive roster spending. And then for Kirby and Georgia, it's recruit, develop. I think Georgia only has like 9 transfer portal players so far or something, as opposed to Lane Kiffin at LSU's 40. Somebody called into Feinbaum and said that he believes Kiffin's heart lies in the West Coast. If he ever gets a chance to go back to Southern Cal, he will. And then somebody else said with Lane Kiffin, anything is possible. whether he stays or not at LSU. You know, you got these Kentucky fans spray painting sheets, bed sheets, putting them up on their college house, like begging. I don't know if they're begging recruits to come there or current guy. That'd be really sad if they were begging guys to come back to play for Kentucky. And Matt Jones posts a picture of it and is like, BBN's just different. I mean, what a retard. What and there's thousands and thousands of other retards that read that and say, yeah, we are a different fan base. Retards. It's getting sad what's happening with this University of Kentucky athletic program as a whole. It's just it's based in delusion. It's all I can say. It's delusion fueled. What else we got? Draft talk. I mean, that's coming up, but not for another 10 days or so. I mean, Aaron Rodgers still nothing. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh are deciding whether he's going to come back or not. Art Rooney, I guess that's Art Rooney said that Pittsburgh expects an answer before the draft starts. He originally said he was going to let him know 30 days after the season, and then he said mid-March. So we'll see if Aaron Rodgers answers the bell. The Steelers aren't frustrated. They're just waiting. The organization doesn't leak. That's just how they operate. Jim Nantz, Human Tunnel. Let's see what we got here. It's just talking about his call on the Masters. It's not really. Big recruit going to Colorado. Play for Dion. Dana White, UFC Freedom 250. Okay. Yeah, and people are, you had this Josh Hokett guy who played in the NFL. I don't know if I have to do some research on old Josh Hokett's football career, but guy's a hell of an athlete, just based on what I saw about him, and he's the new cataclysmically viral guy in the UFC. He's tremendous on the mic. He flipped this guy off 9 times throughout the course of his fight. UFC posted a YouTube video of his fight from Saturday saying greatest heavyweight fight of all time. And this guy's gained like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram just in the last 3 or 4 days. And so apparently what happened is he fought and around the same, let's just read this. During a live event, President asked White, so Trump asked Dana why Derek Lewis wasn't on the White House card. And I think this conversation happened after Hokett won. I could be wrong, but the timing of it would make sense if that was the case. So Dana says, all right, let's do Hokett, Derek Lewis on the White House card. So that drastically upgrades the card. That goes without even saying. With the newfound stardom of Hokett, I mean, props to Dana for moving fast. I mean, that's get it done embodied right there. So Hokett and Lewis will duke it out on the White House card. And I think that's all I've got, man. I do need to start getting ready for training. SEC baseball, I mean, man, I will say I used to play a college baseball video game on PlayStation. And I went down to this gaming store yesterday because I was finishing up, clearing out my garage. I had an old Xbox. And so I went down there to sell it to him. And I saw an old college baseball video game I used to play, MVP 07. And I was like, damn, if I had a PS2, I would play the shit out of that. So, anyways, that's the show today, guys. Glad we can make it. Glad we got the iPhone up and running. I spent all day at the Verizon store. It was a fucked up situation, but we're here. We're good to go. We're about to go train. We just did our show. I wasn't sure if we were going to get here or not. I mean, I literally felt that trapped in the Verizon store today. Very simple tasks: create a new account and upgrade my phone. And it lasted from it lasted a long time, and it was fucked up. It pissed me off, but can't control that. You know, you just got to hang in the pocket, maintain awareness, and do the next thing. So anyway, that's the show today. Guys, make sure you like the video, and if you enjoyed it a lot, please subscribe. We've got raw footage from my jiu-jitsu competition inbound, and once I get it, we're going to edit it up, get it out here on the channel for you guys. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Turn on notifications. If you're really feeling it, that would mean the world to me, because then you would know exactly when I go live. So just a thought. Love you guys. We'll talk soon, all right? In the Jar Football Show.